test. This is what it is to get the best. Gotta test all the rest. Woo woo. You guys ever go to pick up, go buy a part off a parts bike and just they make you a good deal and you buy the whole thing even though you don't need it, but oh man, why do they do this to us? So we got this basket case of an R1. The guy wasn't selling it with the wheels and stuff, but when I got there and was talking to him, I got him to find most of the parts. So it's an '08 R1 we ran when it was parked, and he had a four-wheeler frame modified with an R6 engine, and he said he was going to put this motor in it. But so it's the frame with the wheels. It would need, I'll show you some of the plastics it came with, but it definitely needs a tank with a pump. The seats, you can see it's been welded over here. But I got the mufflers for it. There's enough of it that it makes you want to put it together, but it might be better just to part it out. But supposedly he's waiting on the new title. So there are the two mufflers, the windscreen. That's just one side cover for the gas tank. He gave me this gas tank. He says it's for an R6, not for this bike. But when I was just taking a quick look on eBay, it looks very similar. I don't see any numbers on it, but that might be a tank. But if not, even if it's an R6, it's a good, clean tank with no rust or nothing. You could sell that. That looks like the lower plastics, the side plastics, and then there's 3 top plastics. The first one looks like it might have went on fire. The second one, the tail is broken a little bit, and the third radius looking one has all the tabs and no cracks or nothing like that. And then there's this last fairing, which I think is for an R6, like the blue one I have, like the 04 R6. So we'll see if that's the same. But so it would need fairings. You might be able to piece it together with these, but it needs fairings, like a whole set of fairings, the seats, a battery, and a rear axle. I think just, and a gas tank with a pump to start it and see what it, we don't need the new seats, but yeah, you need a good amount of stuff just to see what's going on with this thing. But I couldn't say no. I even got him to drop it off. That's what we did, just slid it right back into the back of my truck. But yeah, I don't know, what would you do if somebody offered this a couple $100? The VIN is clean. I checked the VIN, it's not stolen or nothing. What is this? Is that a blow-off valve? Look, it had a turbo on it. What? I didn't even notice that. Huh. What the hell is that? This motor's probably blown. Yeah, the O2 sensors out. I didn't even see any of this. Interesting. Yeah, I'll put power to it and see if it turns over. I wonder if they hit a turbo on this. What is up with that? I don't see any space like where the turbo would have went unless that pipe stuck out really far. Interesting. Gotta love buying stuff off, used stuff. Yeah, if this guy was welding stuff to put a street bike motor in a four-wheeler, the guy was definitely mechanically inclined, but I don't know. I didn't even want the whole thing. I wanted this stupid brake lever for the R6, and it's an aftermarket one like I got, but I don't know. It was just a good deal. That motor actually is good. I can sell this motor for $1,000 easy. Interesting. Interesting. Let's clean up this mess. But yeah, this is what happens when you're a marketplace. Oh man, you know what else is cool? I'm pretty sure this is the same fairing for the R6 I have now. And he said he had a couple R6s, so I guarantee this exhaust might fit on the R6. I bet you it fits. The muffler that's on that R6, like it fits, but it's also not really correct for it because it has that adapter, which makes it stick out on a funny angle. So if this actually fits, I might switch it. So I bet you this piece of the fairing is for this style R6. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is exactly what it's for. That's cool. What are the odds of that? You know, you get one bike and you get parts for another bike that you have. Yeah, I swear this exhaust will fit on there. Yeah, because this exhaust has this adapter here, which makes it stick out further, but I bet you if this thing went on there, but no, but the bracket's not in the right spot. You're not going to bolt it to the swing arm. Maybe, no, but it's, maybe it is for the R1 if you take the whole Y pipe off, I don't know. This doesn't have any numbers on it either, unfortunately. Huh. Let's try to find what it's for. But shoot, man, that plastic fits. That one's actually clean. Pretty nice. Hey guys, all right, we got this new project. It's definitely a project. Probably just a parts bike, but this 2008 R1. I put the wheels on it and just stood it up. I might have made another bonehead mistake. The seat gets to you. I'm just making excuses, but so I stood it up. I put the wheels on it and stood it up the other day, and then, you know, it was sitting upright for a couple hours, and then I came out here and I said, let me, I have an extra ignition switch. I said, let me just put in a temporary ignition switch and hook up a battery just to see if it even keys up, because the guy swore it ran and he just had it sitting around for one of his projects. He's gonna put it in a four-wheeler. So it did key up, and then I just tapped the start button for a second to see if it turns over, and it did turn over for a second, and then it stopped. So hopefully I didn't hydrolock the motor with oil. So I pulled all the coils and the plugs, and these first three look dry, and then this is the one that the side it was laying on, and you can see this plug definitely is damp with oil. It's not soaking wet, but it's also had a couple days to drip down. So I'm gonna key this back up and see if it actually turns over, or if I seized it up. But it might have even been bad beforehand, but I'm gonna just put a rag over this one just in case. But let's see what happens. I'm working in the bed of my truck because there's no room in the garage, and I don't even want to bring it into the garage unless I know it's at least got a good motor in it. Alright, it keyed up. Got a check engine light. We got a bunch of stuff unplugged. We got a gas light on. This thing, so it's got, this guy said he put 30,000 miles on it. And he said he got over 10,000 and put 30,000 on it. And he wasn't lying. Must be because I have other stuff unplugged. But it said 45,000 when I keyed it up the other day. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh! Oh, I knew it was full of oil. Oh no. It was definitely full of oil. Now we gotta go to the car wash. Jesus Christ, it's all over the truck and everything. Yep, there was oil in there, alright. Let's try to get some more rags in there and tap it again. Oh man, what a mess that made. This box with the hardware to deflect it too, because my car's a mess now. What was that? Oh shit, it's in gear. Nice. Okay, it definitely turned over. We made a mess. Oh man, I didn't even think I was gonna launch it into my car. Banana head move of the week. Definitely a banana head move. Look at that shit. God damn it. Oh no. What a banana. The motor's good.